He'll wipe away the tears. He'll wipe away the tears. There will be a day.
On the cross, Jesus' hands and feet were nailed. Yet he personally prayed for those who were hurting him.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
On the cross, Jesus hung between two condemned thieves and suffered for 6 hours until he finally died. The perfect person, the perfect sacrifice.
The cross seemed like a personal victory to those who opposed Jesus.
The cross seemed a personal tragedy to those who loved Jesus.
After the cross, Jesus' body was laid in a tomb, but the grave could not hold him.
I, Mary Magdalene, I followed him in life, and I followed him to his death. I was at the tomb. I can tell you what it was like. The mornings after his death, having had no sleep the night before, haunted by the image of his torn and bleeding body, listening to the other women weep and mourn during the night. When the Sabbath was over, we could finally do something. We woke up in the morning before dawn, the better to avoid the Roman patrols. But on the way to the cave, we realized we had planned badly. We had forgotten about the stone, the giant stone, a millstone. How were we going to roll it away? But when we got to the tomb, we stopped short, because the stone had already been rolled away. But why would the tomb be open? Who would have any business with the body of Jesus except for us? I had a terrible sense of foreboding. Had the Roman soldiers defiled his death the way they had his life? Suddenly, I felt a presence with us, and I turned, ready to speak my mind, Roman soldier or no. How can I begin to explain what I saw? If I said that I saw the light of 1,000 flashes of lightning, it would only begin to explain the brightness. There before us stood two brilliant beings. And then, in our ears, we could hear the sound of rushing water, but also music. Well, I did the only thing that made any sense. I threw myself to the ground and I covered my eyes, and my companions did the same. But then, I could understand words in the rushing water. And they said, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He is risen. Remember?"
I remember the first time he spoke to me, and you would remember too, if someone came to you and said, You are no longer called Simon, but Peter. He gave me a new name, Peter. Peter means rock. From that point on, I was Peter the rock. Except when I wasn't. I wasn't a rock when they came to get him in the garden. I fell asleep when he asked me to keep watch. I cut off a guard's ear with my sword. Jesus rebuked me as he healed a man. And I wasn't a rock when they put him on trial. I denied ever knowing him to spare my own miserable life. And I wasn't a rock when they finally crucified him. My fear kept me from standing next to him at the cross. I am brash and I am hard-headed, yes. And I am ignorant, weak, and so afraid. And my master, my teacher, my friend, he's dead. Oh God, I am not a rock. Help me find a way back to you, Lord.
Remember? Of course I remember. every moment, from the moment he called the demons out of me and made me whole. I remember every word that he said. The Son of Man would experience great suffering, be rejected, and be killed. And on the third day, be raised. He was not here. He had risen. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that those two brilliant beings were messengers of God. And I knew what I must do. We must look for him among the living. And so we did. The disciples that dismissed us at first, they have seen him now. They have eaten with him, and they have touched him, and they have spoken with him. But this is what I want to say to you. Stop looking for him among the dead. He is with the living. He is with you as you travel the road from place to place. Look for him. He is there. He is with you at the dinner table when you sit down to eat supper. Look for him. He is there. He is in your house, at your work, at the store. He is everywhere you are. Look for him. He is there.
So there's sound effect involved.